The Bridgerton siblings' stories change greatly from each Bridgerton book to the other, but some things happen in every Julia Quinn Bridgerton book. Some similarities between the books are glaring, while others aren't as highlighted as in Netflix's Bridgerton, such as each story inevitably starting with the beginning of a new social season, which the TV show makes obvious by having a presentation of the debutantes to the Queen in every season's episode 1. Indeed, without the social season to reunite the ton, Lady Whistledown wouldn't have the means to write about them, at least for the first 4 books. With the Bridgerton novels falling under the romance genre umbrella, it can also be expected that the stories will end well, especially when involving the main couple, which will have to reach their happily ever after by the end. However, each Bridgerton book also contains more peculiar recurring traits that are present in every novel. Whether those are behaviors enacted by the Bridgerton siblings, a specific type of social function, how the happily ever after will be reached, or even something a male character will inevitably think or say, here are 8 of the things happening in every Bridgerton book. The Bridgertons host a ball. The receptions are necessary parts of the Bridgerton social calendars. Whether hosted by Daphne and Simon or Kate and Anthony, at least one Bridgerton hosts a ball per season, and plenty of society-shattering events happen at those. It is at a ball hosted by Daphne at Hastings House that Colin reveals Penelope as Lady Whistledown to free her from Cressida's blackmail in romancing Mr. Bridgerton, and from the same ball Eloise runs away toward Gloucestershire to visit Sir Philip, to decide whether there was a romantic relationship to pursue or not into Sir Philip, with love. While less consequential than unmasking Lady Whistledown or running away from home, receptions including balls also influenced Anthony and Gregory's lives. Tons functions at Aubrey Hall are what eventually pull Anthony and Kate together, with the two being discovered right after the Bee incident and forced to marry. Less dramatic but nonetheless momentous, Gregory decides to pursue Hermione Watson at Aubrey Hall, but in trying to win her heart, he gets to know Lucinda Abernathy and falls for her, proving the Bridgerton receptions are often pivotal for the Bridgerton protagonists. A male character doesn't presume to understand females. They refuse to understand their female counterpart, no matter how reasonable they could be. Being said as often by the male Bridgerton siblings as the female Bridgerton's love interests, and sometimes even by other members of the ton, the Bridgerton novels all include different variations of the platitude. From Daphne being perceived as not like regular females, but normal, to Colin's realizations that the female mind was a strange and incomprehensible organ, every Bridgerton book utilized a variation of the same feeling, and that came up especially when male protagonists could not understand their intended's motives, attributing to them irrationality instead of trying to see their point. On some occasions, it was even evident why a character would think that way, such as in An Offer from a Gentleman when Sophie didn't regret having sex with Benedict but refused to become his mistress and risk having his children, especially considering how he knew she had been an illegitimate daughter and didn't wish that on anyone. Nonetheless, the belief was shared by all male protagonists, with a variation of the sentiment being expressed, to themselves or others, no matter how puzzling their own motives for their actions had been.